please come to the stage. Jasmine will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Jasmine Harlow.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yay.
Thank you, Jasmine. You may be seated. All right, good evening. I'm Rick Ayala, and I'm proud to be the principal of Sunset High School. So, take a look around at this campus, because this will be the last graduation ceremony that takes place with this facility. We're excited about our new state-of-the-art campus that will soon occupy the same location. Construction begins this summer, and the new campus is scheduled to be open in time for the start of the 2020-2021 school year. This campus has provided a lot of special memories for us, so let's add a final one today and celebrate the accomplishments of these great kids right here in front of me. So I'd like to start by recognizing some special guests. First, representing the San Diego Union High School District's Board of Trustees, Mrs. Joyce D'Alessandro. Mrs. D'Alessandro has always supported everything we do. She's all about doing what's best for all students. Thank you for your dedication to this district. Next, representing the district office, our superintendent, Dr. Robert Haley. Dr. Haley is new to the district this year, and he made it a point to be here because he heard how cool our graduation ceremony is. Dr. Haley has experience with alternative education, and he's embraced what we do. Thanks for being here. We value your leadership, and we look forward to your continued support. Also, from the superintendent's office, Dr. Haley's amazing executive assistant, Joanne Schultz. Ms. Schultz is a big part of the team at the district office, and we appreciate everything she does. Thank you. And she will be here later, our Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Tina Douglas. She's a pleasure to work with, a big ally of Sunset, so thank you, Tina, for everything you do. And the next is a mentor and friend, Mr. Don Buhite. Mr. Buhite's always been a great resource for me. He recently retired from the San Diego County Office of Education, but even in retirement, I know I can always count on his wisdom and support. Thank you, Don. All right, also here with us today is Mr. Max Villalobos. Mr. Villalobos is COO of Kaiser Permanente San Diego, and he has helped coordinate field trips for our students to visit Kaiser to learn about occupations in the healthcare field. He also gave the keynote speech at our awards ceremony last week, and his message was inspiring and powerful. Thanks for being a great role model, Max. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank some friends from Seacoast. We have Jonathan Searle. He's here somewhere. Peter Mers, Dave Stapleton. Their team of volunteers continue to give so much to our kids and staff. We've had an incredible partnership for over 5 years. Thanks for everything you do. You guys have had a positive impact on our kids, and we look forward to more opportunities of working together. Thank you. I'd now like to recognize the staff at Sunset. We have a great team here, and these folks are dedicated in supporting our students, parents, and the entire Sunset community. First, my all-star assistant, April Yamas. Next, full-time campus supervisor, part-time DJ, Ruben Martinez. Our counselor, Sara Valdez. Our social workers, Tiffany Findell and Mako Chapo. And our teachers, Amy Carlin, Sunset graduate Emily Clark, Carol Eliel, Michelle Horsley, Dave Main, Mike Marvel, Mike Wallstrom, and Craig Williams. Your dedication to this district. Next, representing the district office, our superintendent, Dr. Robert Haley. Dr. Haley is new to the district this year, and he made it a point to be here because he heard how cool our graduation ceremony is. Dr. Haley has experience with alternative education, and he's embraced what we do. Thanks for being here. We value your leadership, and we look forward to your continued support. Also, from the superintendent's office, Dr. Haley's amazing executive assistant, Joanne Schultz. Ms. Schultz is a big part of the team at the district office, and we appreciate everything she does. Thank you. And she will be here later, our Associate Superintendent of Business Services, Tina Douglas. She's a pleasure to work with, a big ally of Sunset, so thank you, Tina, for everything you do. And the next is a mentor and friend, Mr. Don Buhite. Mr. Buhite's always been a great resource for me. He recently retired from the San Diego County Office of Education, but even in retirement, I know I can always count on his wisdom and support. Thank you, Don. All right, also here with us today is Mr. Max Villalobos. Mr. Villalobos is COO of Kaiser Permanente San Diego, and he has helped coordinate field trips for our students to visit Kaiser to learn about occupations in the healthcare field. He also gave the keynote speech at our awards ceremony last week, and his message was inspiring and powerful. Thanks for being a great role model, Max. Thank you. And last but not least, I want to thank some friends from Seacoast. We have Jonathan Searle. He's here somewhere. Peter Mers. Dave Stapleton. Their team of volunteers continue to give so much to our kids and staff. We've had an incredible partnership for over 5 years. Thanks for everything you do. You guys have had a positive impact on our kids, and we look forward to more opportunities of working together. Thank you. I'd now like to recognize the staff at Sunset. We have a great team here, and these folks are dedicated in supporting our students, parents, and the entire Sunset community. First, my all-star assistant, April Yamas. Next, full-time campus supervisor, part-time DJ, Ruben Martinez. Our counselor, Sara Valdez. Our social workers, Tiffany Findell and Mako Chapo. And our teachers, Amy Carlin, Sunset graduate Emily Clark, Carol Eliel, Michelle Horsley, Dave Main, Mike Marvel, Mike Wallstrom, and Craig Williams. All right, now let's get on with the show. Would our student speakers please come to the stage? First up, Savannah Denny.
Good afternoon, staff, family, and friends. My name is Safi Denny, and I might be a little notorious here for writing essays that can exceed 10 pages, so collectively, we're gonna keep this a little shorter than an inauguration speech. High school did not go how I mentally planned or expected it to be when I was in 4th grade watching High School Musical. Detention is also exceptionally different than how the Breakfast Club portrays it to be. It really is. For the past 12 years, us students have unwillingly obliged to come to school. We did not give you parents our consent to sit us at a desk and study all day for 8 hours with no pay and just a snack. You guys, that's their job. Boss makes $1, I'll make $1. That's why I snack on company time. Let's backtrack a little bit, shall we? I spent 3 long, unforgiving, and somewhat enticing years at my previous school. On my first day of freshman year, I absolutely refused to get out of the car. My dad had to beg and plead for me to get out, and finally once I did, he did his very best to convince me to get in the parked golf cart that our staff supervisor used to drive around, and drive it around campus. And I won't lie to you, to this day, I kind of wish I did it. My senior year of high school, I ended up transferring over to Sunset, and I can honestly and confidently say that it has been the best decision that I've made for myself. Thank you to all of the staff and to all of the students for making me feel included, involved, and have a role as an individual and student on campus. Thank you for your patience and your tolerance. Thank you for allowing me to grow into the person that I wanted to become. Most importantly, and why we're gathered here today, is to congratulate our seniors for their incredible perseverance, commitment to coming to school, and dedication to walking up here and holding their diploma in their hands for their very first time. Seniors, your 12 years of very hard work has finally paid off. Congratulations. High school was like a 4-year-long roller coaster that makes you want to throw up, call the police, and plead for it to be over. But once it's over, you kind of want to get back on the ride. And that is exactly what college is for, my friends. That is exactly what it is for. Thank you, friends, family, staff, administration, and those who came from out of town to be here today. On behalf of the graduating class of 2019, we appreciate and admire your support. Best of luck to those who decide to get back on the roller coaster, and best of luck to those that don't. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Savi. Next up, Daniel Foskett.
So I'm Daniel. I'm not one for public speaking, so excuse my extreme anxiety right now. When I was first approached to do a speech, I was a bit apprehensive because I'm not really one for public speaking, but as you can tell, I obviously decided to go for it anyways. What I wanted to talk about, I recently had an epiphany about life when I was on the phone with my mom. What I realized is that life really isn't that short like everyone says. It's quite long. It throws so many different experiences your way and troubles you as much as it can, but honestly changes so much in the process. When I first got to Sunset, I was at a point in my life where I no longer enjoyed school and I no longer enjoyed learning. I lost my love for myself and I honestly hated being alive. Sunset was a place where I found the ability to feel everything that I needed to feel and learn from all of those feelings. While the hardships and other aspects of my life stuck around, the freedom and compassion I was given here at Sunset allowed me to find the strength to face whatever life threw at me. All the teachers and staff at Sunset loved and cared for me who I was as a person and helped me believe in myself even when I didn't believe in myself. The things that suck and the things that kick you while you're down do not last forever. All of us here graduating know that. Life loves to throw curveballs at us and challenges us, but it's always changing. The challenges that life sends our way are not everlasting. Life isn't short because it's a long road and it's the journey that we take on the road that makes us who we are. Time keeps marching on and we march on right along with it, whether we want to or not. We develop and grow, and experiences just like these years in high school shape us to be who we are. Sunset helped to shape all of us graduates into the young adults we are now. Here we learn some of the most important lessons in life that it could throw at us. Life takes work and effort, and the strength that we take with us from Sunset will prepare us for the next challenges that it throws our way. All I ever wish upon any of you, not just our graduates, but everyone sitting here, is that you have true companions that join you through life, and that you get to enjoy life. Congratulations to all of our graduates, and I want to thank everyone here that was a part of all of our graduating class, because we honestly could not have done it without you, and I want to say thank you.
All right, Daniel Foskett, nice job. Next up, Julian Hernandez.
Hello, Sunset family. My name is Julian Hernandez, and I'm here to tell you about my amazing Sunset experience and how I found my meaning in life during this time. My high school life started off at Torrey Pines, where sneaking out of class was easier than actually asking for the bathroom pass. With my invisible hall pass in hand instead of my pencil, little work was done. Needless to say, I fell very behind in my classes. I decided to try something more independent, an online charter school, which happened to be a terrible mistake. During my time there, I was required to go in twice a week to do work with the teacher and spend the other 5 days doing work. To some, that independence was key to success. To me, it was a 5-day break. On the days that I did attend school, I often sat and wondered if my teacher was a robot or not. That experiment didn't work, so I took a chance and finally made the best decision ever. I switched to Sunset. Here at Sunset, I found a new way of learning, something that I'd been looking for prior to switching to the online school. Unfortunately, I was still in my immature stage when I switched here, so the number of classes I completed the first year was not impressive. Still, while taking those 4 classes I did complete, I met the coolest teachers, and it was the start of greatness. My senior year was different. I had my game face on and needed 23 classes to graduate. I started my journey, I joined PALS, a group here on campus that promotes the well-being of students. At first, to be honest, I joined for the credits. However, what I found was much greater. I found amazing friends and a new feeling that I'd never experienced before. I met my first real PAL experiment was a beautiful sunny day just like this one. And I received a request to talk to some new students about their experience at Sunset so far. I spoke with the freshmen and we discussed the horrors of high school. I gave him a little advice and it seemed like he really took it in. And that feeling of making an impact on someone's life, even in the slightest way, made me feel amazing. After speaking with the school psychologist, she gave me a list of books to further my interests in psychology. It was when I read Viktor Frankl's A Man's Search for Meaning that I knew my own meaning. It was meant to study psychology. From there, all of my schoolwork and going mentally insane from the stress was a cakewalk. Due to my newfound purpose, for the first time I can remember, I actually wanted to be successful. On my journey of completing 23 classes, I met what I consider to be the most amazing teachers. The bond that I made with each teacher was priceless, and I could not have done it without them. Until Sunset, I had no teacher that I felt comfortable with, but here I felt I could speak with all my teachers because they are family. Miss Eliel, Mr. Williams, Mrs. Clark, Mr. Main, Mrs. Carlin, Miss Horsley, Mr. Wallstrom, thank you so much for being amazing teachers and inspiring me to be a better person. Ruben, Mr. Ayola, Miss Balderas, April, thank you for cheering me on the sidelines and always being very nice to me. I look back now and smile because where I was then and where I am now are 2 worlds apart, and it's all thanks to Sunset. I'll be going to Miracosta next year to further my interest in psychology, taking 2 classes, and hopefully switch into the military as a special behavioral specialist. And yeah, from there we'll see how my career goes. So thank you, everybody.
All right, last but not least, who is it? Kennedy Klostermann.
First of all, everybody smile. Great. Okay. Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, April and Ruben, and the class of 2019. You may not know me, but I'm Kennedy. Follow me on Instagram. And I came to Sunset when I was 16 because I hated school. Okay, I didn't hate school, but it was definitely a struggle. Sitting through 2-hour classes where I can't even have my headphones in to listen to Gwen Stefani, that wasn't gonna work. Coming to Sunset, I gained back my love of learning. I also gained amazing friendships, a love of reading, and a couple bad homemade tattoos. But this love for learning is what has inspired me to continue my education and is what brings me here today. I'm sure we can all agree that Sunset has positively impacted our lives and how we value education. One thing I've realized about high school is that it's not simply about memorizing the Pythagorean theorem or knowing the difference between DNA and RNA. High school is where you learn to learn. We learn what interests us, and we learn what we're passionate about. We also learn how to commit to our passions and how to stick through them through all the highs and lows. We learn that life can be hard sometimes. Our amazing teachers and advisors here at Sunset have kept us accountable and motivated, but in the upcoming years as we move into adulthood, no one will hold you accountable but you. We must remember that we are not entitled, that nothing good ever comes easy, and no one will just hand us our dreams. Mrs. Clark had a quote on her wall that always stuck with me. If you work really hard and you're kind, amazing things will happen. Life is not supposed to be easy, but we're capable, and we have definitely proved that today. Graduates, we indeed started from the bottom, and now we are here. But not because we wanted to, not because our parents forced us to,
Not because we were forced to, but because we wanted this feeling. The feeling of being able to say, I did it. And it sure as heck wasn't easy. I'm sure we've all had days where we just wanted to give up and work at Arby's or something. Yet here we are today, through all the essays that took way too long to write, the outdated textbooks, and the struggle of not having a mirror in the girls' bathroom. We somehow made it. Graduates, believe in yourself. And remind yourself, if you can do this, you can do anything. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
Great job. How about a final round of applause? Safi Denny, Daniel Foster, Julian Hernandez, and Kennedy Klostermann. Great job, guys. All right, now it's time to learn some more about these amazing kids, and so we're going to get into diploma time. And so, but before we do that, we have some kids that couldn't be here today who have graduated. So I just would like to recognize them. Eliza Cooper, Matt Goodstein, Anthony Matias, Natasha Ortiz, Ryan Reed, Benji Sharabi. They did a great job, and so we're proud of them too. All right, it's advisor time. First up, Mrs. Carlin and her advisees. Come on up.
Hello. First up will be Daniela Cruz. I remember Daniela's face this week when she brought me her final credit slip. Her face was painted with relief, exhaustion, and pride. Tonight, Daniela stands before us as a high school graduate and as someone who knows when she sets her mind to something, she can make it happen. When I asked Daniela her favorite thing about Sunset, she quickly said, the teachers. Through all that she's been through, Daniela always puts others first and cares deeply about those around her. She does this while always keeping a big, bright, beautiful smile on her face. Tonight, she would like to thank her mom, her brother's girlfriend, for all supporting her through everything. Daniela plans to go to college to study criminology. Daniela has the heart and mind to accomplish great things. We wish her happiness and success as she pursues her dreams. Congratulations, Daniela. Next, we have Max Dion. Max arrived at Sunset only needing 5 classes to graduate. Although I didn't get to work with him too long, these are the things I have come to know about Max Dion. He is capable of incredibly high-quality work. He realizes that he has a lot to learn, and he is highly aware of who he wants to become. All of these things will greatly benefit him in his future. Max plans to travel after graduation to gain experience and knowledge. This will help him figure out what he wants to do and who he wants to become. And when he has a plan in place for his life that he has created, I have no doubt that he will achieve it. Max, my wishes for you on your journey through life are that you are open to meeting new people, you are excited by your everyday experiences, and you are optimistic about life and your place in it. I'm so excited for you to find your own adventure through life. Congratulations, Max. Next, we have Miss Haley Holcamp. Are you ready? Haley's senior quote in the yearbook reads, "It gets easier. Every day it gets a little easier, but you have to do it every day. That's the hard part, but it does get easier." Haley's experiences and her own personal growth were incredible assets to her women's group as she shared her wisdom and optimism. No surprise that Haley is considering studying psychology, and based on what teachers and students have shared about her, that will be a perfect fit. When I look at Haley Holcamp, the words that come to mind are fierce, loyal, wise, original, and kind. Haley is mature beyond her years. She is confident in who she is. She is a person who thinks about and questions things around her. She is a person who looks out for our world and those in it. As we go through life, Haley is the type of friend we all want besides us. I am really proud of what she has accomplished and the person she has become. She found a home here at Sunset, and we will truly miss her. Haley wants to say thank you to her parents, and she will miss them as she heads off to San Francisco State in the fall. Haley, I see you using your fierceness to stand up and speak up for others who need it. All our best to you as you make your mark on life. Congratulations, Haley. Last but not least, Slater Brown. Slater and I have spent a lot of time together. Slater made a remarkable push these last few months to finish his classes. He stayed after school, listened to my tireless pushes and prods, and always smiled and made me think that he was listening, but I was never quite sure. One of the many things I appreciate about Slater is that he realizes how lucky he is to have been given the parents that he has. They have always supported him in all of his numerous hobbies and passions. Some of those passions stuck and others did not, but they gave him the freedom and space to explore and discover who he was. Slater remembers his dad telling him that he would support him with whatever he did because you never know what could happen. Slater said, "A great lesson my dad taught me while I was young was that you have to work for the things you want and things aren't just given to you." Slater also said, "My mom is also a big influence on me because while growing up, I really got to see how hard my mom worked as a single mother in order to feed and support us." Slater knows this support is what got him here, not only as a high school graduate, but as a young man who knows the value of hard work and also knows who he is. Slater leaves Sunset this evening knowing when he puts his mind to something, he can accomplish it. He leaves us with a newfound confidence, patience, and motivation. Slater, with your family behind you and with your unwavering commitment to follow your own path, I have no doubt the life you create will be rich with all that you value. All our best and congratulations, Slater Brown.
Congratulations, guys. Chloe, come here. This is Chloe. Hi. Chloe is extremely crafty. She and I took home quite a few advisor awards and trophies this year, thanks to her. Pumpkin carving, gingerbread houses. She was amazing. She would take mediocre materials, zhuzh them together, and make something absolutely beautiful. She did that with her schoolwork too. Even when things were tough, she was able to produce some really great work. But Chloe liked to work alone. She worked her magic in her own little bubble. This year, though, that changed. She encountered some things she couldn't fix alone. She started to reach out and let other people help, and she's so special that we were all happy to support her. She finished her classes early, while working full-time because she is exceptionally competent and bright. She's going to take that competence and talent with her next year while she attends Palomar. And I hope she continues to allow people to support her in working the magic on herself. Congratulations. Sophia. When Sophia first arrived to Sunset in October, I was warned to tread lightly. She is wonderful, but it takes her a minute, which is fair. It did take her some time to trust us around here, but what an honor it was to watch her growth, both peripherally and eventually as one of her cheerleaders. Sophia made a decision to hold still long enough to really look at herself and grow. There were days she wasn't sure she could do it. There were days Grandpa wasn't sure she was going to do it. But she did. And not only did she complete the classes she needed early, but she is also 9 months sober. The courage and honesty she demonstrated were admirable, and I'm so proud of her, as are her friends, family, teachers, and all her other cheerleaders. Sophia would like to thank her grandparents for seeing the light in her before she did, and for their constant love and support. Sophia plans on attending MiraCosta College, being of service, and continuing to be the authentic woman her grandmother showed her how to be. Congratulations. Danielle was only with us for a short time. She only needed 5 classes, but she was plagued with needing 2 PE classes. And although there were odd periods of disappearance, she pulled it off and graduated early. Danielle has participated in over 500 community service hours working with children and hopes to become an elementary school teacher. She plans on attending Sonoma State, where she hopefully will not do any more disappearing. Congratulations. Reed.
Go, Reed.
This is Reed. Reed is an accomplished and strong young man. He's off to college, he's the recipient of a Sunset Award, and he completed 18 classes this year.
Yeah, buddy.
But he was not always strong and accomplished. He failed most of his freshman and sophomore year, and some might even describe him as stuck. But Reed worked his way out of that spot. He got a job, learned to better himself through fitness, and graduated from high school. He's not quite an overachiever. No one would ever accuse him of working too hard in classes, and he certainly let my dodgeball team go down in flames. But here's what he did do. He showed up, mostly on time, and worked every day. There were days he didn't want to, and assignments he detested, but he never let himself give up. And that is kind of the key to success, isn't it? Showing up and working, whether or not you want to. So Reed, we're proud of you, not just for graduating, but for not giving up. And on. I wrote this speech so many times. On stands before you as a graduate with a 4.0 GPA on her way to UCSD. She is also the only student I've known to earn an A+ on absolutely every assignment she did in the 19 classes she's completed this year, even down to the last test she took for health yesterday, which was a 97%. On is a rare combination of someone with exceptional talents and a stellar work ethic. She was a joy to have in class and a valuable member of the school community. I thoroughly enjoyed watching her prance to interact after school, discuss existential literature with our campus supervisor, and support other students healing in her women's group. Not only is An brilliant and talented, but she is strong. In addition to bettering this community and securing her diploma, An had some healing to do this year. In discussing the manner in which she has decided to live her life, she often quotes Van Gogh's explanation of using pigments prone to fading. He said, "Paintings fade like flowers, so all the more reason to boldly use them too raw." She has decided to live life courageously, and it has been an honor for all of us to have been part of that this year.
Graduates, come on up. Good evening. My name is Dave Main, and I teach science and PE here at Sunset. Before I get started, I just want to thank all the parents, guardians, and caregivers of our students. Keep sending them to us. They're very cool and very interesting young people, and it's a privilege to get to work with them. As you can see from my fine collection of advisees, Mr. Ayala and I have a secret agreement. I occasionally bring donuts, and Mr. Ayala sends me the best advisees. So now on to the graduates. Daniel? Alphabetical. So Daniel came to us from out of district via LCC as a very bright and articulate but tentative and unsure student. He graduates from Sunset as a very bright, very articulate, confident, and successful young man. Daniel had taken care of his academic business at his previous schools so he could really accelerate his pace here at Sunset. Daniel completed 17 classes and 3 more through Miracosta to graduate in February with a GPA of over 3.5 and is a California State Gold Seal recipient. Daniel maintained that GPA while taking classes like trigonometry and introduction to calculus, which is the highest math class here at Sunset. He also took AP World History and Chemistry at LCC. As I said, he's a bright lad. Daniel is also involved in our PALS program as one of Sunset's Strive Scholarship recipients from the Rotary Club for his service to Sunset's Interact Club. Presently, Daniel just finished his first semester at Palomar College. He successfully completed more chemistry, more math, and more English. He's also been mentoring 9th grade students at Rancho Bernardo High School. Daniel plans to continue his schooling to become a doctor. And Daniel has done all of this while maintaining a steady job outside of school. Good luck and congratulations, Daniel. Julia? Julia Gestring. Julia came to Sunset as a second semester junior after having been at several different schools. She took care of business at those schools because when she made it to Sunset, she only had 14 classes to graduate. And I could tell Julia was a focused and directed student because the way I recall it, one of the first conversations we had was about how quickly she could graduate. And after looking at her transcripts, I knew she meant it. Julia finished 8 classes in the spring semester of last year and finished her remaining 6 classes this year in the fall semester and graduated in October as one of our earlier graduates. Yeah. Julia has been attending Bible college as well as styling clothes in photo shoots. Good luck and congratulations, Julia. Kennedy. Kennedy Klostermann. So Kennedy's already heard most of what I have to say because she was my advisee of the year and heard most of this Tuesday of last week at our awards ceremony. Kennedy and I arrived here at Sunset at the same time 3 years ago. Kennedy was a sophomore at the time and was a very quiet, very shy, and very reserved person. During her 3 years at Sunset, Kennedy has developed into a very cool, very interesting, very capable, very diligent, and very creative young person. Kennedy completed 12 classes this semester and 19 classes this year. While at Sunset, Kennedy completed a total of 33 classes and was able to graduate a few weeks early with a GPA of over 3.5 and is a California State Gold Seal recipient. She's off to LA next fall, to attend the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, where she has been awarded 2 scholarships, one for academics and one for artistic talent. And she's also the one who put together this evening's playlist. Good luck and congratulations, Kennedy. Lucille Noden. Lucille is another advisee that arrived at Sunset the same time I did. Lucille was a sophomore at the time and has taken an adventurous path towards graduation. During her first year here, Lucille completed 10 classes, which is a solid effort. Then she went to France for an exciting and productive junior year where she completed 9 more classes. She returned to Sunset this year and completed 13 classes to graduate. I'm really proud of Lucille because while at Sunset, she completed a total of 23 classes and was able to graduate in May with a grades 10 through 12 GPA of over 3.3. She did this while working a job with significant hours outside of school, and she was able to overcome some pretty significant challenges to school success. Lucille is a very talented artist. Her work has been displayed at the Solana Beach Civic Center, and she was the recipient of the San Diego Art Guild Scholarship for Artistic Creativity. She can use this money to continue creating her art. But most importantly, from an artistic perspective, she also won the Sunset Pumpkin Carving Contest for an exceedingly accurate representation of her advisor. She is off to Miracosta next year to continue her artistic pursuits and is currently working outside of school. Good luck and congratulations, Lucille. You bet. Sky Flieger. Sky also took an interesting route during her time at Sunset. She came to Sunset from SDA during her junior year. She had done decent work at SDA and was actually a little bit out in front in terms of credits, but she just wanted a different option. Sky was with us until the end of the first semester and then transferred to a school out of district where again, she did solid work. She returned this year to Sunset for her senior year to have the option of graduating early. This year she finished 6 classes with us and 2 other classes off campus. And so while at Sunset, Sky finished a total of 7 classes and graduated early in the second semester. Sky's been accepted to 4 four-year universities and is currently working and plans to attend Miracosta and transfer after finding out what they know about things. Sky has had some challenges to overcome outside of school to get to this point, and I'm proud of her for successfully getting across the finish line and leaving herself some quality options going forward. Good luck. Congratulations, Sky. Thank you.
Hello. Oh, come up closer. Only 2 people. It's not that crowded up here. First, we're going to start with, hi, I'm Carol Eliel, and this is Carter Harrison. Blink and you could have missed this busy young man on our campus. Thankfully, I didn't miss him, but I did have to hang around my room during break to catch him for an occasional conversation. We covered topics ranging from the fine points of boiling an egg to the fundamentals of blockchain technology, which even the fundamentals kind of over my head. But the egg I could catch you after if you want to talk about that. This 17-year-old has actually researched and presented blockchain innovation alongside leading university experts. When Carter wasn't here on campus, you might have found him on the slopes in Mammoth, competing with his freestyle ski team, or you might have found him working into late night hours, leading his team of engineers in their tech startup business downtown. Pretty impressive. And what I love about Carter the most is his unassuming and genuine spirit. When I compliment his brilliant mind, he always responds, "Anyone can do this, it's just work." And Carter is no stranger to hard work. He started working hard even as a little guy when he was struggling to learn to read because he was dealing with dyslexia and a seizure disorder. He says he's thankful for that adversity because it taught him how to look at problems from different angles. Carter had numerous college options, including he was on the wait list for Harvard. For now, it looks like he may be off to UCSD unless he takes a gap year. Still trying to figure that one out. He will. No matter what, he'll be exploring interesting applications of technology, and he's going to probably major in computer science. Yeah. More of that good stuff. Someone's got to do it. Congratulations. Hi. Was she the last graduate today? Probably, yeah. The last graduate. Graduated at what time? Mr. Williams, what time? It was late. Woo! Screeched right in. Nava family, like most families here tonight, you probably feel like your baby grew up overnight. It's plain to see that standing here is a lovely young woman, but in truth, the process here at Sunset was not always super lovely. Adriana came here to escape some pressures in her previous school, but in some ways, the pressure actually intensified when she got here. Nowhere to hide. Nowhere to hide. Adriana fell behind and struggled to catch up. So we met a few times, right, Mom? A few times to consider options, which included night school, a lot of doubling up. She also worked a part-time job while she was here, all the way to the end, and still continuing. Yeah. And we found one plan that actually was an adult school plan, in case she didn't make the deadline today, which she did, but it actually shaved off a couple of credit options, and so it could have been a quicker route for her. But this time, Adriana chose to get brave and take on the challenge, the more demanding option of staying here. Impressive. No more escaping. I like that. Adriana completed plenty of academic work here, but my greatest joy and honor was watching her learn to manage life. And life includes unpleasant conflict, intense emotions, mental challenges, social pressures, heartache, and loss. Yeah. Along the way, Adriana has been figuring out the power and the value of a healthy mind for managing all those things. It takes work, and she proved to herself that she can work hard. Adriana plans to kick off her college years at Maricosta with a major in math. Just kidding. Just kidding. Not math. That was a good one. Not math. Something with people, right? She's really good with people, as her friends and her family and all her many fans know. Congratulations, Adriana.
Michelle Horsley, and I'm proud to say that this is my 21st graduation at Sunset High School. It's an honor to work here. Okay, first up, Miss Audrey Wiest. Audrey came to Sunset at the start of this year. She is smart, resilient, and exudes a quiet strength. She came to Sunset looking for a fresh start, hoping to move on from her rocky first 2 years of high school. The funny thing is, I never saw this rocky side of Audrey. All I ever saw from day one was a mature, hardworking advisee who looked at me kind of funny when I tried to talk to her about stuff. She has been also a valued member of her women's group and a steady source of strength for others. I remember we had a meeting with her parents to talk about graduation and what classes needed yet to be completed. Audrey listened quietly. And then she said with conviction that she wanted to graduate. And her dad said, "Do you know what you need to do?" And she said, "Yes, I do." She never looked back. That was it. Her strength shined through, and she graduated 2 weeks ago. Her drive and quiet determination watching that happen were impressive. By her own admission, Audrey has grown tremendously during her high school years. She is mature. And a sure sign of maturity and growth is when we're able to reflect on our lives and see the past for what it is, a stepping stone to our future. Audrey's future will lead her to esthetician school and to becoming a professional makeup artist. Congratulations, Audrey. Okay, number 2, Safi Denny. Safi is a social butterfly. She is perpetually thoughtful, friendly, and smiling. And Sunset is the perfect place for students like Safi. She's independent, smart, and creative. She participated in volunteer opportunities and creative endeavors like our first annual Sunset High School Art Show at the Solana Beach City Hall. And on campus, Safi was always quick to help. Her first week at Sunset was our famous and fierce pumpkin carving contest, and she jumped right in without a second thought, and we won a ribbon for Best Traditional Pumpkin. In every event we've had, she's been a willing participant while encouraging others to join in with a big smile on her face. She even helped with our yearbook. She didn't need the credits, and she came back to take a standardized state test the day after she graduated. Who does that? Safi. This all came easy to Safi because she's outgoing and social, but the most important activity that Safi had here was time working on herself. She needed space to breathe and time to think. She didn't have a ton of classes to complete, but she had some important work to do. Do you know when a butterfly sleeps? I just learned this. It's called quiescent, resting. Safi found that here. We gave her the space to step back and look inward and pause for just a bit. In the future, Safi will always continue to be her brother Rocket's best friend and pursue a career in music, journalism, or architecture. Congratulations, Safi. Okay, next up is Miss Sara Dale. Sara is strong, and not just because she's a cheerleader. She does amazing tumbling. She has had her share of life's challenges and faced quite a bit in her teenage years. And what I admire most about Sara is that most people wouldn't even know this. She is humble and strong and quiet in her strength. And she works hard, both in and out of school, holding down a part-time job and doing competitive cheer, including being the captain of the team this year. When Sara arrived at Sunset 2 years ago, she was feeling defeated and uninspired. Her fall semester had not gone well. She was relieved and very happy to be here at Sunset, and her progress showed. She completed her entire junior year of classes in one semester with a 3.7 GPA. I don't know if you know that. Yeah. And this continued until this week when she graduated, and last week when she was awarded the Rotary Club Strive Scholarship. I think it's safe to say that Sara is inspired now, and she's certainly not defeated. Sara's always helpful and kind, and anytime we had an event or one of our heated advisor competitions, she was right there with help, food, supplies, ideas, energy. From gingerbread houses to waffle parties in my room, she shows up and contributes. And Sara is kind. She's a dedicated and vital member of both PALS and our Interact Service Club. She brought in donations for homeless teens, made blankets for foster kids, signed up to be a peer assistance listener because she cares and she has a big heart. Congratulations, Sara. Sara once wrote in an assignment for me that she wanted to shine a light in the world. Your light is bright, Sara. It will carry you far. Okay, next up is Ryan Parnell. Ryan has been at Sunset for the past 2 years, and it has been a time of success and transformation for him. From the start, it was clear that Ryan was here to work. He asked me a few questions here and there, but he mostly tolerated my constant advising and slyly avoided my inquisitions. Ryan had great attendance. He was recognized for it at our awards ceremony. He came here, did what he needed to do, and tried not to draw too much attention to himself. He was the first to leave, and he was always here early. He is an exceptional student. Mrs. Eliel and I chose Ryan as our social science student of the year because he is inquisitive, thoughtful, and truly seeks deep understanding. In the past year, Ryan also applied these qualities to his personal life. It turns out that while working hard on school, Ryan was also quietly working on himself. He pulled himself out of a dark, sad place that he had been in since childhood tragedy upended his life. He used the space and time that students are afforded here at Sunset to work through his hurt and change his life. He found a new outlook through exercise, nutrition, and a renewed love of reading. Ryan will attend Miracosta College in the fall with the intent of transferring to a four-year university. If his academic excellence and drive demonstrated here is any indication, I think he'll have his choice of any school he wants to attend. Congratulations, Ryan. Okay, moving on down the line. Nolan Ryan. He might have been named after Nolan Ryan, I'm not sure. He was. Nolan Rogers, pardon me. Nolan has been with us for 2 years. He is independent and whip smart with a dry sense of humor, as evidenced by his always unique selection of t-shirts. As his teacher, I loved his insightful questions and observations, and he is an old soul. He's wise beyond his years. Nolan has always been polite and respectful, but he definitely kept me at an arm's distance for a while. He was used to being independent, and I could tell he had a bit of a stubborn side at will. I knew for sure that nagging would not work with Nolan. So I waited, and I waited, and I waited for something to happen. And then, just recently, I started to notice a subtle shift. He asked for a bit more guidance. He hung around a bit more after school. I didn't want to get my hopes up, but inside I was thinking, yes, he's going to do this. Sure enough, in February, he said, okay, what do I have to do to get it done? We made a plan. I was a little skeptical. I told him it would be like the horse races. This is the last turn, and you have to pull way ahead in front of the whole pack. And he flew to the finish line. Nolan did this in his own way. But once he did make the commitment, he did it full force. He completed 22 classes this year, 19 this semester, including 2 night classes at Maricosta College. And mostly with A's. He stayed after school every day for more than an hour. He never once complained or made excuses. He owned it, and then he did it. Nolan will attend community college in the fall and transfer to a university to study one of the many subjects he finds fascinating. Congratulations, Nolan. Okay, my final graduate, Miss Jasmine Haro. For 3 years, I have watched Jasmine challenge herself academically, contribute greatly to our school community, and come to school each day with a positive attitude, even in the face of personal challenges. Jasmine is one of the hardest workers we have. She completed 23 classes this year, and as life would have it, faced some very difficult times in just these last 2 weeks of school. But Jasmine is a survivor. She is so strong. We'll wait. Sorry. It's okay. Got it? She is so strong. And she is headstrong in the best way. Nothing will stop her. Standing on this stage right now is proof positive that she can overcome any obstacle that comes her way. Jasmine is a leader on our campus. She's the president of our Interact Service Club. And she almost didn't join because at the time she was worried about talking to people, yet here she was today on the stage leading the Pledge of Allegiance in front of a big crowd. I am so happy that Jasmine decided to challenge herself and go for it. In the process, she found that she can lead in her quiet and strong way. Jasmine made a big difference at Sunset and in the lives of others as well. She led the Interact Club in making blankets for foster children at the Polinsky Center and created care packages for refugees living in San Diego. Jasmine knows what hardship feels like, and she also knows that a kind and loving gesture can have a huge impact. The academic accomplishments and emotional growth that Jasmine has achieved, the positive role model she has become for other students, and the determination and integrity she demonstrates is why our staff chose her as our Sunset Standout last week at our awards ceremony. Jasmine also applied for and was awarded 2 scholarships, which will help her on her way to Maricosta College and her eventual career in the health field. Congratulations, Jasmine.
Good evening, everyone. Emilio Glenn, come on up. You all right? Yeah. Okay. Emilio wrapped up his final course for his diploma on Tuesday of this week. The sense of pride, accomplishment, and relief I saw in this young man's face that day was something to behold. Emilio's journey to this stage has been anything but smooth. He's experienced more challenging moments up to this point in his life than most his age. There are plenty of times on his high school journey when he wanted to give up, and poor decisions almost derailed him, but ultimately he got it done. Emilio has a number of positive qualities that will serve him well in the years to come. He is passionate, intelligent, and loyal. His passion for what he believes at times gets the better of him, but once corralled will be a driver for future success. Emilio's mom came to one of our parent functions earlier this year during a period when Emilio had a number of absences. I was surprised to see her, and during our chat she told me she was here because she wanted to show Emilio the importance of showing up. This is something that stuck with me. You're not always going to be dealt a fair hand in life, but by showing up, you can always overcome obstacles. Emilio finally showed up, and we are all very proud of him. Emilio has expressed an interest in pursuing a degree in psychology and being a mentor for troubled youth. I think it will be a perfect fit for him. Congratulations, Emilio, and best of luck in the future. Cole Harmon. Cole came to Sunset from Torrey Pines in the fall of his 11th grade year. I remember one of Cole's first days at Sunset. I had one of his teachers come to me and tell me that he gave off a bit of an attitude in class. I pulled Cole in to discuss the situation with him and what our expectations for him here are. Cole was a bit surprised and upset and assured me that wasn't his intention and that he does not want any of us to think that he would be disrespectful. Whether or not it was the nerves of a new school or just a bad day, I felt Cole was being straight with me. And since that day, I feel the rest of the staff here would agree that Cole has been one of the most likable students here at Sunset in his time with us. There are a number of traits that I admire in Cole. He has been a positive influence to other students in the classroom and in group. Even though he may not realize it, other students at Sunset look up to him and respect him. He has exhibited an ability to get things done under pressure. When his stress levels were rising over the last month regarding his final courses, he rose to the occasion and proved to himself that he was capable of taking on challenges in areas where he has struggled in the past. Above all, I admire Cole's honesty. Cole never makes up an excuse to get out of working. He's honest and forthcoming. School was a struggle for him at times, but what he has, you can't teach. And those are all qualities that will lead him to success in the future. Cole's planning to attend Santa Monica City College in the fall, and I wish him the best of luck. Cole Harmon. Alan Aguilar. Got your teddy bear? Okay. Alan came to us from La Costa Canyon in the fall of his 11th grade year. His first year with us was a bit slow, finishing the year off with 8 classes completed. The development and maturity he has shown over the last 2 years has been awesome. He completed this year with 16 classes completed and was the recipient
of the Mega Scholarship at our recent award ceremony. He started with us as a student who would be offended and hide when given constructive criticism, to someone who is ready to take on any challenge. This is even more impressive knowing Alan's background. Alan has been dealing with challenges and adversity from a young age. He came to the United States at the age of 5 from Peru with his family. He started school in the States not knowing any English and relying on his cousin to translate for him day to day. He conquered that challenge and has continued to do so up to now. Alan's desire to succeed and make his family proud is inspiring. We've had countless discussions over the last 2 years about different career paths that interest him. It's refreshing. It's refreshing to see a student who has a true passion for the attainment of success. Alan plans to attend Miracosta in the fall and would like to pursue a career in nursing. I am very confident that he will be success in whatever it is he plans to do. Alan Aguilar. Congrats, buddy. Awesome, guys.
I was going to say, I don't know if anybody noticed, but when Mrs. Clark came up, her little ducklings came up in order perfectly, so I expect that. Good evening. It's pretty cool to go last because I got to hear all my colleagues, and this is such an inspiring place to be, most of which I heard the word quiescence. I'm doing that all summer. I'm going to sleep like a butterfly. Thank you, Michelle. Autumn, come on up. This hug is for Dave. Let me introduce Autumn Rose Elsmore. Autumn joined us in the middle of the final semester to wrap up just 3 classes so that she could graduate early. She was done by April 19th. I was not lucky enough to have had Autumn in any of my classes, and truly, after reading her senior portfolio, I feel that I missed out on getting to know an intelligent, insightful, creative, introspective, and mature young lady. I'm thankful that she let me hold on to that portfolio as it gave me a glimpse into the real Autumn. Her struggles and triumphs, her passions, her hopes and her dreams, and her artistic creativity demonstrated in the drawings and the paintings on the pages put me in my happy place. Autumn, you are an old soul. I'm going to try to talk to you like this. You're an old soul, yet open to changes as you learn about life. You're a kind person who makes a great best friend. I wish you happiness. Well done. The vertical staple style. It's not working for me. Rachel Davey, come on down. Hi. Sometimes in this world it takes a little chemical reaction, a little catalyst to create the energy that is needed to get the job done. That was pretty much my strategy with Rachel. If I played nice and smiled and just said, okay, then the result was not what I was hoping for. During my nice phase, Rachel spent most of her time roaming the campus, changing her plan, making a new plan, and then changing it. Every now and then, between changing plans, she would get an assignment done, and anyone who has had Rachel in class can attest to the fact that her work was quite good. Rachel is intelligent, articulate, insightful, well-spoken. The thought of her not graduating was unacceptable, yet was becoming the most likely outcome. So I added a little catalyst. I changed my tone, I wasn't as nice, and I called her out for every tardy and every mistake. The reaction was instant and explosive. Literally, just to piss me off, she set her sights on graduating. She got serious, made a real plan, and stuck to it. She made progress and graduated a week early. That was the first day in about 8 weeks that we made eye contact. So now that my job is done, I'd like to remove the catalyst, play nice again, and let you know that your graduation didn't piss me off. It was the goal. I'm super proud of you and happy for you and your family. Congratulations. Caitlin. When Caitlin joined us as a young 9th grader a few years back, she had an edge to her. I initially tried to get through to her with kindness and a smile. Didn't work. She looked at me through the eyes of someone who knew a thing or two about life, and in her silence, she clearly said, "Williams, stop the act. Let's get sarcastic." And so we did. With the exception of one semester at SDA where she had a near-perfect GPA and probably had to be nice to people, we spent 3.5 years immersed in a sarcastic barrage of attacks on each other. I spoke in my best imitation of an Oklahoma hick and made fun of her overalls. She busted out her best California slang and made fun of my wearing flip-flops in the rain. I made fun of her accent. She made sure I knew that between the two of us math teachers at Sunset, she preferred the other one. Somehow, through those interactions, we mapped out our course to an early graduation and a 3.7 GPA. Yeah. Along the way, we had fun, although she would never admit it. I remember when she smiled a giggly smile, an authentic giggly smile, on our sunset fishing trip, and I thought that was pretty cool. It was the first time I'd seen her do that. If I bragged about how proud I am of her choices regarding friends, her ability to just say no to drugs, or her incredibly consistent academic performance, she'd probably give me the same look she gave me in 9th grade. And in her mind, be telling me, "Williams, don't get all soft and gooey on me." But I guess I just have to take the chance, because at this point, I kind of feel like Uncle Craig, and I'm a proud uncle. Congratulations, Caitlin. Oh, look at that. Isabel. So, I forgot to give her last credit slip. So, our credit slips, they just say the class, the grade, your last class, the advisor, and then your next class, which is life. Congratulations. So, I'm not going to lie, I might cry in this one. I was going to ask for a cup of water so I could fake it. Just go, I was wet already. But we'll see what happens. I met Isabel as an advisee in the first, I'm going to read that again. I've had Isabel as an advisee and student since she was in 9th grade, minus one semester where she attended one of the lower quality schools at the south end of our district before coming to her senses and returning home to Sunset. Her last day at school was surprisingly sad for me as I realized that she was moving on. I will miss her honesty and her realness. I'm not sure how open and honest we want to be here, but let's just say that her journey has not been without its share of setbacks. Her story has brought her here tonight, though, and hers is a story of victory. It's a story of growth and change. It's a story of courage. It's a story of a village that called her out when it was the right thing to do. But it's also a story of a village that worked together to provide Isabel with love and support when she needed it most. Isabel, I'm more than proud of you. I'm proud to have been your advisor. I'm proud of your academic excellence, always giving classes your best regardless of your love of the subject or lack thereof. And I hope that you see your beauty both inside and out, your intelligence and your worth as I see it. May you smile all the rest of your days. Julian. Julian. I'm going to miss you, Julian. You are truly what I believe Sunset is all about. You came to us during your junior year, let's just say without a ton of spark. Your inaction created the need for parent meetings. You were on the perfect track to not graduate. And now here you are, graduating a Sunset hero. as Sunset's Student of the Year, yeah, and recipient of numerous other awards and accolades. You spent your last semester not only completing the remainder of your 23 classes, more classes than any other student this year, that's another one where you go, yeah, but also helping others. You served your Sunset community at every opportunity, and that love of helping others became your calling. This is your story, and your story makes me proud to be a teacher. That's the cry moment. Something that will stay with me is your mastery of the space-time continuum and general relativity. Somehow, as life is raging by at 100 miles an hour, you have the ability to smile, give people your full non-rushed attention, and negotiate life at about 20 miles an hour, yet beat others to the finish line. You negotiate crazy suburbia on island time. You make my blood pressure go down. It means island time is super slow. It's like when Julian's in the middle of a test, he has to get the class done, it's crunch time, and you say, Julian, can you help with something? He goes, of course. As we hold our last ever graduation at this site before renovation, it is totally fitting that you are the last man standing. The last graduate, the last representative of the Sunset we love. I am honored to share the stage with you, Julian. And audience, you can do as you choose, but I, for one, perhaps because I'm already standing, will give you a standing ovation. Congratulations, Julian. We did it. That's it.
All right, we have 2 things to do left. But just to give you some context, when you hear these stories about our kids and the great work they've done, in order to graduate on time, we expect kids to finish 12 classes each year. So when you hear these stories about kids finishing 19, 22, 23 classes, that tells you how hard they're working. So great job, guys. All right. So I'd now like to ask Mrs. D'Alessandro to come to the stage to accept the class of 2019.
I'm so impressed. I love hearing your stories, and this is such a wonderful graduation. I know a lot of you have graduated, but in order for it to be official, I must tell you that on behalf of the San Diego Union High School District Board of Trustees, I formally and happily accept you as graduates.
All right, graduation ceremonies are very traditional, and we have one last thing to do. This is a tradition all across the country. Will Isabel Briard please come up to the stage, leading us through the tassel ceremony.
All graduates, please stand with me. Your tassel should be on the right side of your path. Yeah. Now take it and turn it to the left side. We're graduating!
Congratulations, you did it! Now go celebrate with your family and friends. Thank you guys. We appreciate you being here, all your support. Congratulations, graduates.
I'm so proud of you. I'm not gonna want it.